Welcome to the 28th Angle podcast, where your host, Shelley,
Victoria,
and Heather
are here to hang out, have some fun, and share our different perspectives on a variety of topics. So let's get into it. Hey, everybody.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Happy hump day.
How's it going?
It's going. So how is everybody's weekend?
Pretty chill.
Boring. I think I had a pretty boring weekend. I was trying to think if I did anything, but I don't think I did.
I gained one of my kids back plus an extra kid. But I'm still missing a kid, so now I just have the same amount of kids as normal. I have one of Heather's. Well, I have Heather's youngest, yeah.
Yeah.
I have her youngest and her oldest. Look at that.
Yep.
Her oldest just lives here, so it doesn't count.
That's true. Yeah, my oldest and my youngest. I think Thursday we went to Applebee's to get half off appetizers. I think that was all I did.
That's it. Exciting.
We had Applebee's for dinner.
Well, you have to go after 10 to get half off appetizers. So for us to go, actually it was Wednesday. For us to go out that late as old people, it was fun.
Yeah, I was like, after 10, like, what? Who goes out of the house after 10?
I know. During the week, especially.
Yeah. We had our grandson this week. He came on Saturday, last Saturday, and he was here till Wednesday night. So, yeah, it was nice having him here. He's 10, so we did some crafts. I took him to Michael's, watched a lot of sports-related movies, like 90s movies, because that kid is, like, so into baseball right now. Like, he's...
Yeah, that's cool.
So, I've never... Like, some of these movies I've seen before, but it's been a long time. So, yeah.
I took the young kid today to CC's since her youngest had never been to CC's, and my youngest is obsessed with CC's. So he forced me to take her because she needed to experience it because he loves it so much. So
yeah, I've never been CC's near us, so
I've never been to CC's.
Well, don't tell Bash because he'll force me to take you, okay?
I think I did tell him that, and he's like, "You've never been to CC's." I think that's exactly how he said it. Why?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I remember the only CC's I've ever seen was when we lived in Virginia. It was by Kohl's, if you remember that Kohl's.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only one I remember ever seeing. I don't think I ever seen one in this town I live in.
There's not a whole ton of them around anymore, but she's funny because she's kind of a picky eater. She's got her reasons for it, but so she had cheese pizza and pickles, and she put her pickles on her cheese pizza, and that's what she ate. And I was like, I'm pretty sure CC makes pickle pizza. If we just ask them,
make a cheeseburger pizza or something.
But I guess that works too. Cheese pizza and putting the pickles from the salads on it. That works. So yeah, I think she liked it. But
weird kid.
Then we went for ice cream afterwards, and they both had cotton candy ice cream.
Oh, that sounds good.
And I had my Oreo coffee cold brew ice cream. So good.
Publix sells that ice cream.
Oh, do they?
A cookies and cream coffee. It's cold brew cookies and cream or something. It's limited time, but they have some right now.
Oh yeah, it sounds the same.
Huh.
It's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's what I get every time I go to Dunkin' or Baskin Robbins. Yeah.
As for this weekend, we did nothing. I don't think we even left the house. So it was nice.
We went and the town next to us has a big Christmas in July market. We went there on Saturday. We got we stocked up on all of our good food that only the marketplace like that sells.
I love going to places like that. It's one of my favorite things.
So we did do that. And then today I moved my laser inside the house so I could actually use it because it's a CO2 laser and we live in Florida in the summer and it can't be too hot to use, and it stays in the garage. So I'm really behind on some orders due to the fact that it's been raining / very hot. So it like alternates whether it's raining or extremely too hot for me to use.
Yeah. It's been like literally 110.
It's coming in for the summer. It's just going to have to come in my living room for the summer because I have, I think, 50 to 60 more cups to engrave. So.
Yeah, you better get started.
Yeah.
Get to it.
Actually, Aaron's doing that for me right now. So
the only thing I did this weekend was I had a doctor's appointment, and then I picked up some mulch for the front yard before HOA yells at me because I know it's coming, and some weed killer. So I meant to do that yesterday, and then I didn't. And then I should have did it today, and I didn't. So that's tends to be what happens. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Redo my flower beds. So nothing exciting, boring stuff.
Yep.
But are we ready to get into the episode?
I think so.
sure.
So this episode will be another. I've been calling them like haunted houses, but this one's not really a house. So we are going to do Haunted Appalachia. So this is about the Appalachian Mountains and all the hauntings involved in that. So yeah, we're headed deep into the Appalachian Mountains. It's a place of breathtaking beauty, ancient folklore, and ghost stories that'll make you rethink that cozy cabin getaway. So grab your flashlights, maybe some sage, and let's hike into the haunted heart of the Appalachia.
I'll sit in the car and wait.
No, you're coming with us. Like always. So first I want to just go over some of the history of the Appalachian Mountains. Then we'll kind of get into more details of it, and then we'll end with some real life ghost stories that I have found from them. So please jump in if you have any questions or any comments, and we'll get started. So the Appalachian Mountains stretch over 2,000 miles from Alabama to Canada. It's one of the oldest mountain ranges on Earth. So it's got centuries of Native American history, Civil War battles, isolated communities, and abandoned towns. It's no wonder the region is steeped in supernatural lore. The Appalachian culture blends Cherokee legends, Scot-Irish superstitions, and old world ghost tales passed down through generations. The Appalachian Mountains aren't just old, they're ancient. Formed over 480 million years ago during a tectonic collision that rivaled the birth of the Himalayas. Once towering like the Alps, they've been worn down by time into misty ridges and deep hollows that cradled centuries of secrets. But it's not just geology that makes these mountains feel haunted, it's the layers of human history woven into the land. And a big part of the history and even the haunted histories for this is really deep into like the Native American tribes and all that stuff. So it's actually really interesting. So
I didn't know that it went all the way to Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, where would it be? Like, probably East Coast Canada, I wonder?
I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
When you say those mountains, I like the name of it. I always think of Virginia for some reason because I know there's an entrance to it in Virginia somewhere.
Well, and I know it goes through like North Carolina and like Tennessee, so I would assume, it's more East Canada than anything.
I wonder how long it takes, like if somebody's actually walked from
the whole thing. Oh my goodness.
Or something, obviously it's not going to be in one go. It'd probably like stop within, I'm curious if anybody's ever done that.
Yeah, we'll have
people
to
talk about
find out.
Mount Everest and stuff, climbing the mountain. Sorry, I was just curious. But yeah, I didn't know that it went to
That's okay.
Canada.
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah, I was trying to see if I could find real quick, but I can't. It talks about Ontario, so is that on the east side?
Oh yeah, that's the east side.
Be that. Yeah, so. Okay, so. Some of the indigenous roots as far as the history and the haunted history goes, long before Europeans settlers arrived, Native American tribes like Cherokee, Shawnee, and I'm sorry if I say this wrong, the Iraqis? Iroquois. That's how you say it. Yes. Yep. I knew I'd get there. Iroquois. I knew it, but it's a hard word to read really for me. So Iroquois, that's it. Called these mountains home. Their legends, like spearfingers and moon-eyed people, still echo through the forest. There's sacred burial grounds, ceremonial sites, and ancient footpaths lie hidden beneath the soil, and many believe disturbing them stirs restless spirits. There's also colonial conflicts and isolations, like in the 1700s, Scots, Irish, German, and the German settlers fled political turmoil and carved out lives in the rugged terrain. These communities were fiercely independent, deeply superstitious, and isolated. Perfect conditions for ghost stories to thrive. The mountains became the refuge for outcasts, rebels, and those escaping prosecution. Some say that the spirits of those who died in solitude still linger, whispering through the trees. The Appalachian region was torn during the Civil War, with families split between Union and Confederate loyalties. Bloody skirmishes, hidden graves, and tales of ghost soldiers are very common. West Virginia was literally born from this divide, and many say its haunted history began there. And then in the 19th and 20th century, coal mining boomed, and so did tragedy. Explosions, cave-ins, brutal working conditions left behind ghost towns and restless souls. Places like Elkmont and Moonville are now abandoned, but visitors report eerie sounds, phantom lights, and the feelings of being watched.
Creepy.
And then there's the cultural superstitions. The Appalachian folklore is a rich blend of Cherokee beliefs, European ghost lore, and frontier survivalism. From banshees to witch signs carved into barn doors, the region's traditions are filled with warnings. Don't whistle at night, don't follow the lights into the woods, and never disrespect the dead. So from here, make sure you follow those rules, Shelly. when I take you over there.
Okay.
Okay, so some of the Appalachian ghost lores and some of the cultural roots that kind of go with that. I'm going to go over some of the, some of the ghost lores that's there. So one of the Cherokee legends are one called Spearfinger. So have you guys ever heard of that?
No, never heard of it. Like spear? Not spirit.
Finger.
Spear.
No, spear. Yeah. So, Spearfinger is a witch who disguises herself as a grandmother and eats children's livers.
Is that like Hansel and Gretel? Is that where they got it from? I wonder?
I don't know. I wonder. So, Spearfinger is one of the most chilling figures in Cherokee mythology. And she's got all the makings of a horror icon: deception, shapeshifting, and the taste for human livers. So she's got a name. I'm not even going to try to say it, but it means the one with pointed spears. Her appearance is a stone-skinned witch with razor-sharp fingers made of obsidian or bone. Her mouth is stained with blood, and she sounds like thunder when she walks. So you'd hear her coming.
Oh my god.
She roamed the Smoky Mountains, especially around the Shadowy Mountains. And I'm not even going to try say the other one, Nantahala River, that passes through Tennessee and North Carolina. I'm sure I butchered the crap out of that name. And she actually has a signature song. So there's a song that she sings while she's dancing in the clouds with her raven companion. And the song actually translates to I am the liver eater, or liver I eat it. Something along those lines. And if we want to hear it, I'm not going to try and sing it, but I did get a clip
you want to
that
sing
I
it
can
for
play.
us? Come on. Come on.
Yeah, Wayne's like, I can't wait for you to sing that song. I was like, I'm looking up right now a clip to play it because I'm not. So And I want to say, I'm going to play the clip. But this clip is actually, I got it off YouTube. So it was posted by Big and Funky Productions. I think just according to the description here, just to kind of give props to where I got it from. It was a track that was composed and performed by Ben Lovely and Candy Thompson of some project they did. The cut appears in the movie The Hike, and I think that should be about it. There's a little bit more too, but it comes from the Legend of Spearfinger. So this is not probably exactly, but this is the closest I could find that I felt was appropriate to play here. So we ready to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
So that's her signature song.
That's not obviously not her.
Right, not her. Yeah, that's just somebody made that. So
it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And she used to sing it with her raven companion. Isn't that cute?
Aww, that is
adorable as she murders children.
If you guys don't know, they love ravens.
and stuff.
So some of her powers and her tactics include shapeshifting, which I mentioned before. So she could disguise herself as a beloved family member. And like said earlier, often it's a grandmother to lure children close. She would offer to comb a child's hair, lull them to sleep, and then stab them in the neck or heart with her spear fingers to extract their liver.
Wow.
She had a stone body, like mentioned earlier, so anytime arrows and weapons tried, they'd shatter against her skin. So her only weakness, they say, is her heart that's hidden in her right hand. So not where her heart would be, but in her right hand. She does have construction magic. So she once tried to build a stone bridge to the upper world, angering celestial beings who destroyed it with lightning. And then it goes into how the Cherokee defeated her. So a council of Cherokee towns devised a trap. They dug a pit, covered it with brush, and lit smoky fires to lure her in. Spearfinger fell into the pit, but her stone body resisted all attacks. Birds came to help. A titmouse misled the hunters to aim for her chest, earning the nickname Lyrebird. A chickadee landed on her right hand, revealing the true location of her heart. The hunters struck it, severing her heart and ending her reign of terror. To this day, the chickadee is considered the truth teller in Cherokee culture. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So some of the cultural impacts that Spearfinger had. So Spearfinger legends is used to teach children cautious and respect for nature. Her story blends themes of trust, disguise, and vulnerability, and remains one of the most iconic tales in Cherokee traditions. She's even made appearances in modern media, including horror films and folklore podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. One of the next ones is they are called moon-eyed people. So moon-eyed people are pale-skinned, blue-eyed, short-statured beings who were said to live in caves and only emerge at night. Their eyes were so sensitive to sunlight that they were nearly blind during the day, hence the name moon-eyed. They were nocturnal, reclusive, and allegedly peaceful. Some stories say they helped with farming or left gifts, while others claim they were driven out by the Cherokee during a full moon battle when the moonlight was too bright for them to fight back. Most sightings and stories centered around North Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee, especially near Fort Mountain and the Hiwassee, sorry if I said that wrong, river. Hiwassee. I have the spelling here, but that sounds right. So, yeah, it was near Fort Mountain and the Hiwassee River. So at Fort Mountain State Park in Georgia, there's an 850-foot long stone wall with no clear origin. And this is the name I tried to get pronunciation for, and I just could not. So I know I'm going to say this wrong, and I'm so sorry. Cherokee Chief Okonostada told Tennessee Governor John Sevier in 1782 that the wall was built by white men across the Great Water. Possibly the Moonite people is what he was referring to. Some believe that the wall was a fortification used for their final battle before being driven west. And there's some other theories about their origins. So these are just some other theories that people have come up with over the years. So some believe they were Welsh settlers, that they were descendants of Prince Madoc, a Welsh explorer who allegedly sailed to America in 1170. Their pale skin and blue eyes is what fueled this theory. There's also others suggest that they're a native group with the albinism, explaining their light sensitivity and appearance with the albino indigenous tribe. Some link them to prehistoric mound-building Adena people of Ohio, who may have migrated south. And then in some Cherokee versions, they're more like trickster spirits, or helpful or vengeance, depending on how they were treated. And there's actually some artifacts and evidence that kind of backs this up. Not much, but a little bit. So there's a soapstone statue found in Murphy, North Carolina, and it depicts two figures with large crescent-shaped eyes, and some believe it represents the Moonite people. And then there's reports from the 1800s that describe tiny skeletons buried in stone coffins, some only 19 inches long, with adult teeth worn down by age. Yeah, so it's crazy. And then I think one of the biggest ones that are known here are the Brown Mountain Lights. So the Brown Mountain Lights are pretty cool. I'd love to go see them one day. And Shelly's coming with us.
I don't know.
I even have a list of the best views. So when we're ready,
Yeah.
we have a list of the best views for it. Okay, so the Brown Mountain Lights. They are mysterious, glowing orbs seen for centuries in North Carolina. Scientists still debate their origin, but Cherokee lore says they're spirits of women searching for fallen warriors. The Brown Mountain Lights are Appalachian folklore royalty. So let's dig into the mystery, the legend, and the science behind these glowing orbs that refuse to be explained. So the phenomenon is strange glowing orbs seen hovering, flickering, and floating above Brown Mountain in North Carolina's Pisgah National Forest. They appear white, red, orange, or blue hues, some drifting slowly, others dark like fireflies on espresso. Most often spotted on clear, moonless nights, especially in March or October. Oh, so we can go in March or October. From overviews like Wiseman's View and the Blue Ridge Parkway. So, some of the history and the timelines of these lights. I think the first one that I was able to find was 1771. There was a journal entry, and I'm not based on the next statement. I'm not sure where it came from, but so German engineer John William Gerald D. Bram described nitrous vapors that ignited and floated like globes of light.
So, if I was there and we went and seen these brown lights, orbs, or whatever, I don't know how I'd feel.
They're white, red, orange, and blue.
I don't know how I'd feel about it.
We can just tell you they're lights. Would that make you feel better?
It would just be weird, because even seeing fireflies is really weird.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I love fireflies.
Because I'm like, I see it in my peripheral, right? And I was like, what the hell's that? What the hell's that? You know?
Yeah.
It'd just be really, it would be cool to see, but.
It would be cool. Yeah.
But scary.
You think the lights alone would be scary? I don't think so.
To see the orbs floating around in different colors? Yeah, I think it'd be scary for me.
So next I have there's pre-1900 silence, which is what made me a little confused about that 1771 journal entry. But there's so much to this. I didn't want to like dig on one specific thing and get stuck on it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So yeah, I just went on. So despite claims of ancient sightings, there's no written records mention the lights before 1910. So that's suspiciously late for something supposedly seen for centuries. But
maybe they're too scared to talk about it.
Maybe you never know where lights are coming from forever ago. You know what I mean? I still question where lights are coming from. Maybe it's normal. So to me, it makes sense, but whatever. Maybe people in that area didn't like to journal. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe they didn't have paper and a pen. They were pretty on their own at that point, right? So
yeah, busy hiding, running, you never know. Okay. So in 1913, there was a report from the fishing club. So the Charlotte Observer published a sighting from the Morganton Fishing Club, red lights appearing punctually at 7:30 and 10 p.m. The Charlotte Observer published their accounts, which sparked national interest. And then in 1916, there was a flood that halted train traffic, yet the lights kept appearing, debunking the theory that they were just locomotive headlights, which I actually think comes from this next one. So 1922, USGS investigations. So geologist George Mansfield used telescopes and maps to trace the lights to train headlights, car lights, and brush fires. But locals weren't buying it, especially after the flood halted the train traffic and the lights kept showing up. So, which I agree. If the lights kept showing up, and that's what it was from, how could it be connected?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so some of the folklore and ghost stories that tie to the Brown Mountain Lights. So there's a Cherokee legend, and it's the 1938 version. So there's women searching for fallen warriors after a battle with the Catawba tribe. But this version didn't appear in print until decades after the lights were reported. So that's why people don't believe that one. So there's also Belinda and her baby, a murdered mother and her child, whose spirits led searchers to their remains. Lanterns of the Lost Slaves. There's a slave eternally searching for his missing master, immortalized in a bluegrass ballad by Lulu Bell and Scotty. There are Civil War ghosts, soldiers wandering the mountains with torches seeking their families. And then there is the alien encounter, Alien Twists from 1965. So Ralph, I don't know how to say his last name, claimed that the lights were alien scouts who took him to Venus and revealed the secrets of humanity. He even displayed a mummified alien in his rock shop, and he also wrote a book about it in 1965.
Wow. Venus.
Yeah, so...
Isn't that where women are from? Really?
And then just to kind of even it out here, I have some scientific theories as well. So people who want to be really scientific can find theories that that could explain these lights. A lot of people say train and car headlights. So, but as mentioned before, the sightings persisted when traffic was even stopped. So that's what makes people not believe that one. There is, piezoelectricity. So Quartz in the mountain rocks may generate electrical charges under pressure, creating spontaneous light bursts. So I feel like that one could definitely be an option, you know?
They do have a bunch of gems in the mountains, right?
Right? I don't know what happened all the time, though. I don't know, though. I'd have to find out how rare that is.
Yeah.
It is a big area, though, I guess. So another one is ball lightning, rare atmospheric phenomenon that floats and glows during storms. But brown mountain lights appear when the weather is clear, too. So that kind of is what conflicts with that scientific theory. Yeah. Another one is swamp gas and foxfires. So decaying organic matter releases gases that ignite. Some say it's just natural. It's just nature being dramatic. So, yeah. And then some scientists argue most sightings are misidentified stars, campfires, or headlights. But even the skeptics admit a few sightings defying explanation. So people try to justify all the lights, and some people rule it out. And so I guess we're still left in the middle here with no real explanation, which is what turns this into a haunting story, I guess.
I was gonna say, I feel like it's bound to happen that way anyway, no matter what it is.
Yeah, and then I have a couple real life ghost stories here. I don't want to say they're like in-depth ghost stories, but just kind of like common ghost stories that people often identify when they go to the area or have been said over and over. So there is multiple hikers in North Carolina. In North Carolina's grandfather mountain regions have reported seeing an older man with a beard, dressed in mid-1900s hiking gear. He walks silently with a canvas pack and a stick, never acknowledging others, and then vanishes into thin air. Most sightings happen around dusk, and people often don't recognize he's a ghost until he disappears. So,
oh, that'd be creepy.
Yeah, that would be creepy. And then there's visitors to Elkmont Cemetery in the Smoky Mountains have described flickering lights, sudden cold spots, and ghostly voices whispering their name. Some have felt chilling touch or seen apparitions drifting among the tombstones. It's one of the most haunted spots in the region. I'd like to go to that cemetery. That'd be fun.
No. I'll be in the car again.
No, you'll be out with us. And then in Ohio's Moonville Tunnel, hikers and locals have heard train whistles. That would terrify me. And footsteps echoing through the abandoned tracks. The legend tells of a lantern-wielding brakerman who died on the job and now haunts the tunnels. Some claim to see glowing lights and shadowy figures boarding a train that never arrives. And then there is, in one forgotten Appalachian ghost town, an old schoolhouse is said to echo with whispers and laughter. Visitors report cold spots, shadowy figures, books mysteriously moving. Some say the spirits of the children still linger, playing in the halls long after the bells stopped ringing. And for my last one here, in the ghost town of Vindex, Maryland, explorers have felt watched while walking through the old mining tunnels. Legend says miners vanished without a trace, and their spirits still roam the shafts. Paranormal investigators have recorded whispers, unexplained sounds deep underground. So yeah, there's like, I feel like this is as big as the last one. Like, there's so much detail to this that I do feel like it was kind of squished down here.
I mean, I feel like it goes on forever, so like
right,
the mountains.
Yeah. Right. It's such a wide spot.
So,
you know?
I looked up from where in Canada it goes to, or starts from, wherever you want to look at it. So it's actually Newfoundland, Canada, which is the far, far east side, like closer to the ocean. So it's further east than Ontario. So that's like way, it's like
way
northeast. Like, you know where Titanic sunk? That's Newfoundland.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, that's something. Yes, I do. But I actually typed to see if anybody's actually did that route, like in
Walking
one
the whole thing. Yeah.
They call it through hikers, and they've only like thousands of hikers done it, and they've only went from Springer Mountain, Georgia, to Mount Katahdin in Maine. That's only as far as that's 2,100 miles, almost 2,200 miles. But they couldn't go from Alabama to Newfoundland because there actually isn't a full trail. They'd have to like break up. Yeah. They'd have to break it up. So there is no official single trail, but it's possible. They just have to piece it together by combining existing trails and routes. So
sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
I do have a list here of some of the pulp culture cameos for at least for the Brown Mountain Lights. So it was talked about. It was featured in an episode of The X-Files in 1999. There's an episode called Field Trip, linking them to missing hikers and the alien theories. I guess there's alien abductions in 2014. A found footage horror film shot in the region using the lights as a central mystery. And then there's one called Bluegrass Ballad. I guess this one was talked about actually earlier. Lulu Bell and Scotty's 1962 song Legends of the Brown Mountain Lights tell the story of a slave searching for his lost master, a haunting musical tribute. So I did talk about that. And there is, I guess, a musical that goes with it, telling that story.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought so. And then some of the best viewing spots for the Brown Mountain Lights is the Brown Mountain Overlook, off of North Carolina 181. Mile markers 20 through 21 is the most popular and accessible. In Linville, George, gravel road access but stunning views is the Wiseman views that I mentioned earlier. And then there's the Lost Cove Overlook, which is on Blue Ridge Parkway, milepost 310, and it's best in fall after rain. Yep, so that's all I have.
I found like a little tidbit. So I don't even know how to say it. Appalachian, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the Great Smoky Mountains, in Tennessee, got their name from the fog. And the fog isn't mist. It's created by volatile organic compounds from trees with scattered blue light and create the iconic smoke. I don't know if you've ever seen the Smoky Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
I have in pictures, not in real life.
Pictures.
I would love for us as a group go get a cabin up in Tennessee mountains for like a winter or something and look out to the Smoky Mountains. I think that'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would be fun.
That would be fun, yeah. And there's haunted parts over there too, so drag Shelly out to it.
I'll be in the hot tub while you guys go explore.
But yeah, I think that's going to end our episode today.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, let us know if you have any stories from the Appalachian Mountains or anything in between there.
Or if you have a story that you want us to explore, just let us know in the comments and one of us can research it and present our findings.
Yeah. We'll definitely go back to an actual haunted house for the next one. Because I know it's been the other one was 2 episodes long, and then this one. So the next one will definitely go back to a haunted house specifically. So if you have a specific haunted house in mind that you want me to research, look up, and tell, yeah, let us know. Until then, we'll see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye. That's it for this episode of the 28th Angle Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the conversation, be sure to follow and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Follow us on our socials at the 28th Angle Podcast for more updates and behind-the-scenes content.
Until next time, keep looking at life from every angle.
Especially the 28th.